Alrighty, boys and girls, well, since now we have Brett ETH, the OG, pumping, and recently we've seen this monstrous pump on Brett on ETH, went as high as $46 million in its market cap. Now it's at $26 million in its market cap, and up 268% on the day, or on the last 7 days. We have now questions, we have now rumors, we have now a lot of people on Twitter noticing everybody's starting to wake up to the OG Brett on ETH, or Brett on ETH, basically the one I've been sharing with you, which is a very bullish coin right now. And one question now is being asked all around Twitter now is, will OG Brett, which is Brett on ETH, a flip based Brett? So this is going to be today's topic, today's video's topic, and we're going to discuss if this is possible, what should we expect from this, right? So without further ado, let's get into it. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. You know where you're getting your alpha here. So let's read this tweet, right? So, well, it's this, well, this crazy, right? Will OG Brett flip based Brett, right? Still no one talks about it, right? What does it mean? Bunch of upside left, right? There is a lot of upside left, right? ETH wells, crazy, throwing 50, 70K chunks, which we've seen actually this recent days with OG Brett. There were a lot of ETH wells throwing 50K clips, 70K clips, buying in one buy, one purchase, right? 50K, 70K clips, which is part of this pump here. And also this was driven by a lot of people as well, coming from all around the space right now, buying Brett on ETH, which is something I've been talking about a lot as well. So this is one of the strongest features of Brett on ETH, right? Because it is on ETH, and a lot of people underestimate ETH, or because a lot of new retail that came in 2024 here, right at the high, we had a lot of pump funds. Solana, right? Solana was very hot back then. Then we had other chains. Then we had, right, Base chain, and a lot of people were going into this kind of chains instead of looking into ETH, right? And the main reason is Sol and Base are kind of retail friendly because they have low fees and stuff like that, and because you can launch multiple millions of coins per day on these two chains, right? You can launch a lot of coins per day. Now in hindsight, right, if you just joined in the space, what you would think, right? You would think this is a good thing, right? Solana, Base, perfect, right? Retail, that's the word we hear, right? Retail is coming, retail is on Sol, retail is on Base. Well, the reason they came is for the wrong reason, right? And in hindsight, people would think this is bullish, right? And in the market, in the cryptocurrency space, something that makes sense is usually not right? Remember that. Everything that makes a lot of sense is usually not right, because it's easier for everybody to understand and everybody's always wrong. It makes sense to think that Sol and Base are going to be the biggest chains of this cycle, which they are, or which Base might be, but Sol is, just by the fact that they have a lot of volume, a lot of people trading. It doesn't mean that it's a successful chain in terms of people are making money, right? People, day-to-day people are making money. It's not that. It just means that there are a lot of people actually losing money, because a lot of coins are launching every day, and these coins are taking that liquidity and taking that money from everyone, and also taking that money from bigger coins. Like if we go to coin market cap and we look at Dog with Hat and BONK and stuff like that, since the pump fund time, they were really struggling. And the reason is simple, because of this same thing, right? A lot of people sell their BONK bag or their WIF bag to buy the new hot thing on Solana, and this takes liquidity. The same thing for Base, but Base is even worse, right? The first thing that stands with Brett ETH, or one of the strongest assets, is ETH, right? As everybody now hates on ETH, and ETH is at support against Bitcoin, and now we're gonna start to see ETH coin going crazy. Not only that, but ETH has whales, large money, not retail. It's not a retail chain, right? Retail is just random people, right? Retail is just people with their $100 or $200 or $1,000 or even $10,000, right? Those are retail. Retail, you cannot count on them to actually pump a coin to billions, right? It's in very rare occasions where you see retail pump. Usually it's whales pumping a coin, right? The whales are the ones pumping a coin, not the retail, right? So this is important to keep in mind, and that's something that most of the people don't look at, right? Most of the people are only looking at retail and when the retail is going and where are they and what are they doing. But what I've been looking at is mostly whales. What are they? Where are they? What are they doing? And recently, if you've been following my channel, right, the last few months, I'm only on ETH because of the same reason. Whales never left ETH. They stayed on ETH and they love ETH, and because basically they make money now ETH is not anymore like you can't mine it, right? You can only stake it and be a validator, or you can only earn by staking. And if you are a whale, it's better for you not to leave ETH, right? You want your ETH to be staked and earning more ETH so that you can invest that ETH on the chain itself and buy stuff on that same chain. That's why whales are on ETH, right? Now, that's the first thing that plays with Brett on ETH, and the same thing plays against Brett on Base, right? So a lot of people love Brett on Base, and the main reason why is because it's at a high market cap, right? So the thing is with people that love Brett on Base, or love any coin for that matter that is a high market cap coin, they love it just because it's high, right? Because it's proven that it can pump. But what we know about that already, guys, once a coin already made its major rally to billions, you have nothing left in it, right? You have nothing left in it, which is something also when it comes to this question, right? Will it flip based Brett, right? So once a coin reaches its major rally, right? And this is important, right? Major rally, right? The one that actually takes it to 1 billion or more, that 1 billion run. Once it gets there, then everybody loves it, right? Because it already did like what, like 1000x or 100x or 50x or whatever. So a lot of people now are talking about, because they think retail are very simple. It makes sense, right? And what makes sense usually in the crypto space is not right. So people made 100x on this coin. So it means if I buy here, I'm gonna make another 100x, right? And that's what people think about now, right? And that's why they love base Brett, right? That's why they love it. That's why they like it, right? Because it's already proven itself. It's already made its rally. And also people can talk about it because it's safe now. Oh my God, it's at 1 billion. It's safe now, right? My audience is safe, but the audience is not going to make money now. Base Brett now has maybe 2x left in it, right? Maybe 2x, right? Maybe 4x if you're lucky, right? If really something happens. And let me get technical here, right? Why base is suffering now. And even if you look at the base Brett now, the volume is dropping on base Brett because of one simple fact, right? And it is based on retail. Base is a retail chain, right? Base is a retail chain. So whether you like it or not, it is a retail chain. What the retail go do there? They go gamble. Retail go to base to gamble, right? They want to find 1 million cap coin and ride it to maybe 2 or maybe 5, right? Or maybe 10 million and then sell and then go for the next one that is at 1M, and they keep repeating this. And what they do when they run out of money, they sell based Brett because they are retail. They don't care. They don't have a long-term vision, right? They don't care. Even if base Brett is a long-term play, but they don't have that in their mind, right? So what they do is they sell their Brett on base to buy another one, like a 1M coin, to repeat the process, right? To start to do the same thing, and they run out. And as they run out of money, other coins that launch on base because they just launched there because there is retail and they want to take money from retail, this money leaves, right? This money leaves. So there is money leaving Brett on base to go to new launches on base, and that money is leaving base chain forever to maybe go to exchanges, to maybe go to ETH itself, right? For staking or whatnot. That's what's going on. And not only that, now also based Brett is cannibalizing on other coins on base, right? Because of liquidity problem, because of the same thing now that I just explained, right? People on base now, when they make some profits from some coin, right? They sell it to buy base Brett. So there are a lot of coins buying, people selling their base coins to buy Brett on base. At some point, right? This is gonna run out, right? This pool of liquidity is gonna run out, and that's gonna be it for it, right? It's gonna be it. That's why I don't like base coins and I don't like Sol coins, even if Sol has more liquidity, right? Because Sol is a layer 1. Base is a layer 2 on ETH. This is the first thing that plays with Brett ETH against Brett base, right? That's the same thing. Now, the thing they have in common is that they are both on the Pepeverse narrative, which is Pepe right here. Pepe started it and Pepe started it on ETH as well. So they're both on that. And the second thing is community, right? So the second thing a meme coin should have is first be on ETH, the strongest chain to be exposed to the largest amount of liquidity and whales. And the second thing is narrative, which is Pepeverse for Bretts. Both of them, right? Both of them have Pepeverse narrative. When it comes to community, that's when we have a different story. Now, Brett on base is already at $1 billion in its market cap, right? And its community is not or even close to the Brett on ETH community. The one on the Brett ETH community is much stronger, and that's why we've seen recently this huge recent rally and everybody talking about it everywhere, it's because of the community, right? Everybody's talking about it everywhere on Twitter. At some point, it reaches a maximum amount of like network effect where everybody's seeing it somewhere, right? That's what people say, right? I've seen this thing somewhere. So it reached that moment or that kind of velocity or that strength to be everywhere on Twitter, and it's gonna keep growing. And that would affect the price as well. We'll get the price rising even higher. That's a big thing also for Bread ETH, right? A lot of upsides left against the base one. A lot of upside. Bread base might have some community, but it's not as organic as the Bread ETH one. Like the Bread ETH one is much more organic because it started from a lower price. It's been accumulating for a long time. It's accumulated more and more and more and more people that joined in and more people that believe in it. It's true organic growth, right? Which is very important, right? And recently we've seen the Nero and the Cabal Nero and the community Nero, and we've seen that the community Nero got listed on Binance, right? And we see now that what really builds a community is slow price grinds, right? Price goes slowly for a long time, and then slowly it pumps and then it gets even bigger and bigger as it grows. Now it's on a new floor around like $25 million market cap, right? Or people that like price 0.36, right? So it's slowly building. Here is gonna get even more people, even more community, even more noise and more people talking about it, right? And that would cause the price to go even higher, right? So those are all big things for Bread ETH against the Bread base, right? And to answer this in a non-biased way, right? To answer this in a non-biased way, my honest opinion is we're gonna have ETH coins having the strongest sustained runs in this bull market, and it all comes down to ETH, right? ETH is not the chain, because a lot of people come to ETH and they are like, I have to pay $5 for the fees, right? But this is like, you know, if you are a handsome gentleman and you go to a club, right? You prefer to go to a club with more women in it than a club with just guys in it, right? So you would be willing to pay a bit more fees to access a club with more women in it. And it's the same thing when it comes to investing in these crypto markets. You want to get into a chain that has more whales, right? More whales in it, which is ETH, right? And you'll pay a fee. You'll pay a fee, right? You'll pay maybe a $5, $4. It depends if you buy at night or weekends or something. But that's the fee. And that's what the retail brain doesn't understand, right? The retail brain is always flocking towards free stuff, right? I don't want to lose $5. Right now I only have $95 to invest. But the point is, you want to actually make the gains, right? You want to be in the big boys club, which is ETH, right? So that's why, in my opinion, right, you got this, and you also got no amount of dilution in the market with 20,000 coins launching like on Solana or like on Base. Maybe now they don't launch anymore on Base because basically Base now is drying out, right? But Solana, right, you pay nothing on fees, but your chances of catching a winner are slim to none. You'll never catch one, son, right? And even if you catch it, it's not gonna hold strong, right? Because there are no whales, right? Just retail freaking out. So that's the thing when it comes to why I think ETH coins are gonna rally the hardest. They do have, and I repeat, they do have more money in there, more whales, and you can't defeat them. Follow the money, right? They say follow the money. The money's on ETH, right? That's the most important thing that everybody should understand, right? And I think if you guys have been watching, right, you've been following my channel, you know by now, right? I don't look at anything on Solana. I don't look at anything on any other blockchain for this matter, just ETH. There will be time, right, to be fair and unbiased, there will be time where Base is gonna have its time, right? And Solana is gonna have its time, and maybe Solana not, right? Solana is always gonna be the gamblers, the casino, right? Chain is never gonna heal, right? It's just it, right? It's just the way it is. I don't think it's never gonna change, because you cannot just convince Pump Fund to leave, right? Base might have its time, right? And then you got Avalanche, right? You got Cardano, you got many blockchains. They all gonna have their kind of time to rise and have some runs and whatnot and stuff like that. But it's gonna be very way later on in the cycle, very way later on in this market cycle. It's not gonna be now. It's not gonna be in 6 months. It's gonna be maybe in a year or more, where we're gonna finally see that in that last 2 months of the bull market, we're finally gonna see Base moving. Maybe something on Base is gonna happen, and then you're gonna see Avalanche, then Cardano, then maybe Blast and some other chains. They're gonna start in Tron and Ton and all those others, right? So you see how many blockchains are there, and you always want to be in the best one, right? Why not? Because you can, right? Why not? You can be on ETH. It's the strongest one. right? And it's been the strongest forever, right? Why not? And that's what I'm doing. So that's why it is gonna be the major one. Then we're gonna have base, right? So maybe Brett base is gonna do maybe a 2 to 3x from it, right? So unbiased. If I don't care today, and I'm like given two options here, I have Brett on ETH and I have Brett on base, right? Brett on base. What would I do, right? I'll be going with the one that have the highest potential, regardless if it's Brett ETH is gonna flip base Brett or that the whole thing. Regardless of that, I'm just gonna think for myself, right? Personal. I want to make money in this market. I want to make as much money as possible because bull markets happen every 4 years. I'm gonna be looking at my options here. I'm gonna be now looking at Brett ETH now at 26 million, broke out, finally confirmed to the market and to everyone that this is a solid long-term play, which is very important. That's what I want to know. It's a solid long-term play, though. Now I know it. So what I want to know, what I want to do next now is I can compare the two. One is at 1 billion, almost $1 billion in its market cap. One is at $26 million in its market cap. So I'm gonna be like, right. So this one on base, which is a second layer on each, which is not the greatest chain, made it to 1 billion. So this one has at least that in it, right? Can at least go to 1 billion, which is a 50x from here, right? While this one would only do maybe a 2x, right? And maybe not even survive. Maybe something can happen with the base chain, right? We don't know, but it has been around for a long time. The base chain has been around since September last year, right? This is a new fresh chain. It is a long old chain and now has an ETF and all that stuff, right? So I'll be thinking I want to do at least a 50x this bull market, at least, right? From these prices, at least a 50x. And what if then Brett follows even other coins like Floki went to 2 billion or Pepe went to more than 5 billion. Well, now we're looking at 100x or a 200x, right? A 200x, right? From here, regardless of if Brett ETH is gonna flip Brett base, right? We don't care about that. I don't care about that. Like some people like that, right? Like it's gonna happen or not. It's very possible. But to me, as an investor, or I know what the bull market is about, and I know the bull market is about to happen, and we're so early right now, and I'm preparing for it. I'm gonna go with Brett on ETH personally, right? I do think this got a 50x or 100x or more going on into this bull market, and that's the thing, right? That's the thing for me when it comes to that. Will it flip it? It's very possible. Does it matter? Not really. What matters is price action and how much money can it be made from these guys here, from Brett on base or Brett on ETH. And Brett ETH has the highest potential upside among the two, and that's the most important, right? And to wrap up this video, as we're heading toward a big bull market, right? As Bitcoin now, look at this beauty here on Bitcoin, looking like it might break out soon, and with the election and the rate cuts and all that, and end of year and Q4 and all that bullish stuff happening, it looks like it might actually now break out and finally start moving and heading toward the bull market. Something important to keep in mind, some lessons from previous bull markets, right? And we're gonna get it from this tweet here. Every cycle, everyone's biggest regret is they didn't size enough, they didn't buy enough, let's say, or hold long enough, right? Do your best to have systems to prevent this from happening. And I'm gonna share with you something from my own experience from 2021 bull market and why I am so into, I don't want to repeat the same mistakes. I want to hold for the actual bull market. Is, you know what happens, guys, is people here, they still have the trauma from the bear market that was here, right? And they have this trauma and they forget to hold and they forget to do all that. They want a quick flip, and that's what we've seen with Solana and this pump fund and stuff like that. People want quick in and out and stuff like that. And what they do is they don't hold, they don't do none of that. And their biggest regret here is that they should hold, right? That's what you learn at the top of a bull market. You learn, oh my God, if I just held that coin, right? It did a 5x and I sold. But if I just held, it did 100x from there. I would have made millions. Literally, that's what you learn here. And you will see for yourself, for those that don't see this, right? You will see for yourself at the top of a bull market, the regrets. We're going to see people regretting. Biggest regret is they didn't size enough or hold long enough, which is important. And in my time, if we look at Terra Luna Classic, or back then it was called Luna, right? That was one of the biggest regrets of my previous bull market. That was one of them, right? So this is the chart on Binance. It was listed on Binance, and the bull market, right, had just started, and I was trading it like here, right? I was just trading it. I was just trading this range. I was thinking this whole thing here will never happen, right? Like, forget about this pump here, you see. Just look at it this way, right? Look, that's what we were looking at back then. again. We're looking at this, it got listed. There were not many coins back then. There was Dogecoin and stuff like that. I even sold Dogecoin so early. I still regret it. This is one of my biggest regrets, is that I sold Dogecoin early. And this one here, I was just trading it here, like below $1. And I remember with my friends, we were just like range trading. It was ranging for a while. It was perfect range. You buy low, you sell high, you buy low, you sell high. It was perfect. Then it broke out, right? And then we started doing the same. And then one day, like I remember that night I sold everything and then went to sleep, and then it was already too late. It started moving higher and I was just waiting for a dip that never came. I was just waiting for a dip and a dip and a dip and a dip, and look what happened. Look what happened, guys. Look, that's exactly what happened. And this is 2021. This is already like the bull market top. Like you would be happy to sell there, right? You will be happy. But look how much percentage gain here we got, right? This was a 57x move, right? A 57x. And I was playing with some decent money here. If I just held and didn't try to trade it or didn't try to be that guy, if I just held it, bought it, and just went on with my life, I would have made 56x. And even then, right? Even then, when it dropped and crashed like that, that's when I started to buy it, right? That's when I started to get into it again. I had to wait a long time from that dip time, right? I had to wait a long time, 200 days, let's say, right? But back then it felt like a long time because we already started the bull market. It was horrible to watch. It was horrible. It was a horrible feeling to feel like you're sidelined in this market. It is a very bad feeling. And again, when it dropped, I started doing the same thing because here also, right, we weren't really in a bullish market. And I started doing the same thing. I was trading in between $4 and $5. This was summertime, and I remember that very well, like it's June, as you can see here in the chart. And then look at that, guys, right? Look at that, right? If I just held it, and I didn't hold it here, I sold around $7, $8. I didn't, right? I was like, again, maybe it's just another like exit pump, or people were calling it cat bounces or something like that. But then look, right? And when they did another 30x from that low, and if you count the whole thing, the whole move, right? The whole move was a 350x, the whole move, right? So people that actually make life-changing money are the ones that diamond hand this shit, right? They diamond hand it heading toward the bull market. Like if this was the top of the bull market, we'll be talking very differently from today. We'll be talking about something else. We'll be talking about like in and out quick, and you will see this, guys. You will see it, right? Time will tell. You'll see when we're gonna have the bull market, the type of content I'm gonna have, and the new people, what they will be asking. The new people will be like looking hungry and looking for low caps and please save us, please. We missed the bull market. We need something. We need a play. They will be crying and begging, and they will hold for 10 years. If you just tell them if you can hold 10 years, this is gonna be 100x, they will, because they will learn that hold and diamond handing is the way to go in this thing, right? At the top of the bull market, that's the wrong strategy, right? We are not yet there, right? We are not yet there. That's the most important, right? So remember that. So we're gonna wrap it up here. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and I'll see you on the next one. Cheers.